Robert Nesta Bob Marley was born 6 February 1945 on the farm of his maternal grandfather in 9 Mile, St. Ann Parish, Jamaica, and died 11 May 1981. He was a Jamaican reggae singer, songwriter, musician, and guitarist who achieved international fame and acclaim. Though Bob Marley was named Nesta Robert Marley, a Jamaican passport official would later reverse his first and middle names. Bob Marley attended Stepney Primary and Junior High School, which serves the catchment area of St. Ann. In 1955, when Bob Marley was 10 years old, his father died of a heart attack at the age of 70. Marley and Livingston were living together in the same house in Trenchtown. Their musical explorations deepened to include the latest R&B from American radio stations whose broadcasts reached Jamaica, and the new ska music. The move to Trenchtown was proving to be fortuitous, and Marley soon found himself in a vocal group with Bunny Wailer, Peter Tosh, Beverly Kelso, and Junior Braithwaite. Joe Higgs, who was part of the successful vocal act Higgs and Wilson, resided on 3 Road St. And his singing partner Roy Wilson had been raised by the grandmother of Junior Braithwaite. Higgs and Wilson would rehearse at the back of the houses between 2 North Dakota and 3 Road Streets, and it wasn't long before Marley, now residing on 2 North Dakota St., Junior Braithwaite, and the others were congregating around this successful duo. Marley and the others didn't play any instruments at this time, and were more interested in being a vocal harmony group. Higgs was glad to help them develop their vocal harmonies, although more importantly, he had started to teach Marley how to play guitar, thereby creating the bedrock that would later allow Marley to construct some of the biggest-selling reggae songs in the history of the genre. In 1963, Bob Marley, Bunny Wailer, Peter Tosh, Junior Braithwaite, Beverly Kelso, and Cherry Smith were called the Teenagers. They later changed the name to the Wailing Rude Boys, then to the Wailing Wailers, at which point they were discovered by record producer Coxsone Dodd, and finally to the Wailers. Their single, Simmer Down, for the Coxsone label became a Jamaican #1 in February 1964, selling an estimated 70,000 copies. The Wailers, now regularly recording for Studio One, found themselves working with established Jamaican musicians such as Ernest Branglin, arranger It Hurts to Be Alone, the keyboardist Jackie Mittoo, and saxophonist Roland Alfonso. By 1966, Braithwaite, Kelso, and Smith had left the Wailers, leaving the core trio of Bob Marley, Bunny Wailer, and Peter Tosh. Bob Marley married Alfreda Constantia Rita Anderson in Kingston, Jamaica, on 10 February 1966, and moved near his mother's residence in Wilmington, Delaware in the United States for a short time, during which he worked as a DuPont lab assistant and on the assembly line at a Chrysler plant, under the alias Donald Marley. Marley had a number of children, 3 with his wife Rita, 2 adopted from Rita's previous relationships, and several others with different women. The Bob Marley official website acknowledges 11 children. After a financial disagreement with Dodd, Marley and his band teamed up with Lee Scratch Perry and his studio band, The Upsetters. Although the alliance lasted less than a year, they recorded what many consider the Wailers' finest work. Marley and Perry split after a dispute regarding the assignment of recording rights, but they would remain friends and work together again. In 1972, Bob Marley signed with CBS Records in London and embarked on a UK tour with American soul singer Johnny Nash. After 4 shows, the band was fired because they were more popular than the acts they were opening for. The Wailers broke up in 1974 with each of the 3 main members pursuing solo careers. The reason for the breakup is shrouded in conjecture. Some believe that there were disagreements amongst Bunny, Peter, and Bob concerning performances, while others claim that Bunny and Peter simply preferred solo work. In 1975, Marley had his international breakthrough with his first hit outside Jamaica, No Woman, No Cry, from the Natty Dread album. This was followed by his breakthrough album in the United States, Rest and Vibration, 1976, which reached the top 50 of the Billboard Soul charts. On 3 December 1976, 2 days before Smile Jamaica, a free concert organized by the Jamaican Prime Minister Michael Manley in an attempt to ease tension between 2 warring political groups, Marley, his wife, and manager Don Taylor were wounded in an assault by unknown gunmen inside Marley's home. Taylor and Marley's wife sustained serious injuries, but later made full recoveries. Bob Marley received minor wounds in the chest and arm. Whilst in England, he recorded the albums Exodus and Kea. Exodus stayed on the British album charts for 56 consecutive weeks. It included 4 UK hit singles: Exodus, Waiting in Vain, Jamming, and One Love, a rendition of Curtis Mayfield's hit, People Get Ready. During his time in London, he was arrested and received a conviction for possession of a small quantity of cannabis. In 1978, Marley returned to Jamaica and performed at another political concert, the One Love Peace Concert, again in an effort to calm warring parties. Near the end of the performance, by Marley's request, Michael Manley, leader of then-ruling People's National Party, and his political rival Edward Seaga, leader of the opposing Jamaica Labour Party, joined each other on stage and shook hands. In July 1977, Marley was found to have a type of malignant melanoma under the nail of a toe. Contrary to urban legend, this lesion was not primarily caused by an injury during a football match that year, but was instead a symptom of the already existing cancer. Marley turned down his doctor's advice to have his toe amputated, citing his religious beliefs, and instead the nail and nail bed were removed and a skin graft taken from his thigh to cover the area. In early 1980, he was invited to perform at 17th April celebration of Zimbabwe's Independence Day. Uprising 1980 was Bob Marley's final studio album, and is one of his most religious productions. It includes Redemption Song and Forever Loving Ya. Confrontation, released posthumously in 1983, contained unreleased material recorded during Marley's lifetime, including the hit Buffalo Soldier and new mixes of singles previously only available in Jamaica. The album Uprising was released in May 1980. The band completed a major tour of Europe, where it played its biggest concert to 100,000 people in Milan. After the tour, Marley went to America, where he performed 2 shows at Madison Square Garden in New York City as part of the Uprising tour. Bob Marley appeared at the Stanley Theater, now called the Benedum Center for the Performing Arts, in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, on 23 September 1980. It would be his last concert. The only known photographs from the show were featured in Kevin MacDonald's documentary film Marley. Shortly afterwards, Marley's health deteriorated as the cancer had spread throughout his body. The rest of the tour was cancelled and Marley sought treatment at the Bavarian clinic of Joseph Issels, where he received a controversial type of cancer therapy, Issels treatment, partly based on avoidance of certain foods, drinks, and other substances. After fighting the cancer without success for 8 months, Marley boarded a plane for his home in Jamaica. While Marley was flying home from Germany to Jamaica, his vital functions worsened. After landing in Miami, Florida, he was taken to the hospital for immediate medical attention. Bob Marley died on 11 May 1981 at Cedars of Lebanon Hospital in Miami, now University of Miami Hospital, at the age of 36. The spread of melanoma to his lungs and brain caused his death. His final words to his son Ziggy were, "Money can't buy life." Marley received a state funeral in Jamaica on 21 May 1981, which combined elements of Ethiopian Orthodoxy and Rastafari tradition. He was buried in a chapel near his birthplace with his red Gibson Les Paul. Some accounts say it was a Fender Stratocaster. On 21 May 1981, Jamaican Prime Minister Edward Seaga delivered the final funeral eulogy to Marley, declaring, "His voice was an omnipresent cry in our electronic world. His sharp features, majestic looks, and prancing style a vivid etching on the landscape of our minds." Bob Marley was never seen. He was an experience which left an indelible imprint with each encounter. Such a man cannot be erased from the mind. He is part of the collective consciousness of the nation. Marley pursued a solo career upon his relocation to England that culminated in the release of the album Exodus in 1977, which established his worldwide reputation and produced his status as one of the world's best-selling artists of all time, with sales of more than 75 million records. Exodus stayed on the British album charts for 56 consecutive weeks. It included 4 UK hit singles: Exodus, Waiting in Vain, Jamming, and One Love. In 1978 he released the album Kea, which included the hit singles Is This Love and Satisfy My Soul. Marley's 1976 award-winning Band of the Year, Rolling Stone, June 1978 awarded the Peace Medal of the Third World from the United Nations. In June 1978 he was awarded the Peace Medal of the Third World from the United Nations. February 1981 Marley was awarded the No. 3 highest honor of Jamaica, the Jamaican Order Merit. In 1999, he awards the Album of the Century for Exodus by Time magazine. February 2001, Marley was awarded Grammy Lifetime Achievement Award. In 2004, Rolling Stone ranked him No. 11 in their list of the 100 greatest artists of all time. In 2006, He Was an English Heritage blue plaque was unveiled at his first UK residence in Ridgemont Gardens, London, dedicated to him by Nubian Jack Community Trust and supported by Her Majesty's Foreign Office.